Hands together, y'all, for Toy.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. Coming from a very humble praying mom, I was taught to always have something to say, even if I don't want to. So I won't be mad at Mr. Black Ice for, I'm the behind the scenes person. But I was raised to always have something to say because God has given you the breath to breathe. And you're supposed to breathe life back into others. And so we're very humbled and very honored to be able to be here to serve you because we're put here for two reasons, and that's to serve God and serve our fellow man. And we have bumps and bruises along the way, but at the end of the day, when we get up and wipe ourselves back up, that's all that matters. So when you don't like somebody and somebody wrongs you and you feel like you should have something else, none of that matters if you're not giving. And so for us to be able to be here today, there's some folks that we've been loving up on each other and traveling together and going through these everyday life trials and tribulations together. And I'm thankful to have some of them. But I'm even more thankful to have you to be here for us to be able to serve. And so as everybody else said, as an encouraging word to just hang in there, that God is definitely able. You can't judge a book by its cover. And you don't know somebody's scars and bruises that they have on their back and what they've been through. We can dress up and we can look pretty, but the road of life is there. And so, like everyone else, I have several testimonies, and I'm just grateful and thankful that I'm in a position to be able to help, if it's a word, if it's a ride, if it's my coat off my back, if it's $1. And I'm grateful. My daughter's away at school, and as I continue to pray for her safety and her journey that we have sent her on, she called me one day about, 3 weeks ago, and it was really still cold outside. We had one of those blizzards out of nowhere. And she said, "Mom, what you doing?" I said, "Just knowing God go bless me for what I just did." She said, "What, you gave somebody your coat off your back?" And for me, that's a blessing that that's the first thing that she said. That means who I am and what I am have poured over that. She's like, "What you do?" Because I know that's something you'll do. And so with that being said, whatever it is, if you got 2 pennies, if you got a half a sandwich, if you got a half of whatever it is, know that if it gets taken from you, if you give it back and it's from your heart, God will bless you tenfold. And I'm a living example of that. Time goes by very, very fast, and you meet people, and God brings people in your life, and you get into situations that you look up and try and figure out, how did I get here? How did this happen? And as like I said, his mom would pray with her sisters on the phone. I know I'm here because of a praying mother. And for 3 stupid brothers in front of me that did things that made me say, I'm not going to do that. So I thank God for my older brother and my cousin that just left here, who made the sub sandwiches, who I wish he had to stay too, because he got a testimony, a major testimony that some of you all that know him will be very shocked about. But no, I don't look old enough to say maybe 20 years ago, I was walking to work. No car, no bike, no train. But because of a praying mother and believing that it's going to get better, and this is your test to have a testimony, just get up and go no matter what. Didn't have a quarter. My mother bought a bike for me from a thrift store on Stony Island, and I rode the bike from my house on 122nd and Honorary to my mother's house on 93rd and Elizabeth. I said I rode the bike to get to her house, to get a ride, to get to the next destination. And crying every day doing it, just saying, I know, God, I'm going to be obedient. It's going to change. It's going to get better. I don't know why. Not why me. I don't know why. Because Mama said, just keep going. Before I knew God for myself, I just believed in her life and her story. And that's why I opened up with what my daughter had to say. Because I know she's still trying to get an understanding of God and faith But as long as I can continue to be an example, she can have something on those bad days to go on. And so I tell you today, one day you're going to be able to tell your story when you didn't have, and now you're giving multiple. One day you're going to be able to tell your story that you needed a word, and you needed a hug, and you needed some love, and now you can hug and love and give back to somebody. So be encouraged today, men of God, that this is just your test for your testimony. And so with that being said, we love you, we appreciate you. As like I said, we want to come back. We're looking at maybe a date in 2 weeks. I'll talk to Mr. Pendleton, and maybe we'll be able to get some hot foods. You know, it's a kitchen back there. My cousin has already volunteered. He's a licensed chef to come and cook. And again, you know, if it's nothing else, I should tell you we love you and we appreciate you. And just hang on in there. Nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass, as my mother said. So I'll turn it back over to Black Ice, your conductor.
Amen. Amen.